Alright, welcome to this week's video. There's going to be two main topics in this video. Um, Opening and setting up my paint sprayer. If you're interested in just the paint sprayer, that'll be at the beginning. And then after I get it set up, I'm going to be using it actually to spray water on my popcorn ceilings to remove those. So I'll show how I'm removing my popcorn ceilings. I put a little clip of how to remove your popcorn ceilings with just a spray bottle. And I'm going to try to put all those timestamps in the link in the description. So if you're coming here just for one of those things, you can just skip straight to that part. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, I'm gonna be unboxing my Graco Magnum X5 True Airless Sprayer. This is just the one that had a lot of good reviews, and honestly, we got a whole house to paint, so I figured a sprayer would be, we get good value out of it. I'm also going to use it more immediately to spray water on the ceiling to remove the popcorn. Ooh. Right on the top of the box, it's got this really nice, I'll zoom in on this. I haven't opened this and I really know nothing about paint sprayers, period, if I'm being honest. But it's got this manual that goes over everything. It's laminated, so I guess I'll stay with it. It's got know your controls, setup, startup, spraying, cleanup, storage, reversible spray tips, unclog. Okay, so maybe this will be pretty easy. We'll see. So what else we got? Well, it looks like it comes mostly assembled. Okay, that's everything out of the box. So what's in here? So there's the main unit. I mean, that looks all but assembled. Not much of a cord, definitely gonna need an extension cord. Not a big deal. So we got this is the pickup and the return, it looks like. And then our hose. And then, what do we got here? This is the pump armor storage and freeze protection. So this, when you're going to store it for a long period of time so it doesn't freeze, and the pump stays primed, to use that. Then there's a hose, little hose thing. I don't know when we'll use that exactly. There's our spray nozzle. Ooh, that feels pretty nice actually. I've never even held one of these before. It comes with a 515 sprayer. Oh, and then it shows on this. So right now it's in spray mode, and then you just turn it around to a bigger hole and it unclogs. It's cool. Feels nice. I think it's got a 25-foot cord. Let's look at our setup. So, if needed, connect the hose to the gun. So that is already done for us. That is not needed. Awesome. Engage trigger lock, assembly, blah, blah, blah. So that's putting the tip in here, which again, is already done for us, which is great. That's step 2. Step 3, turn the pressure knob to the lowest setting. So this is our pressure knob, and it is on the lowest setting. Start, okay. So we're on the lowest setting. Startup. It wants us to make sure the switch is off, which it was not. It was set on. Maybe not great. You want a separate drain tube with the smaller line. So yes, this is a drain, this smaller line. And then this is the suction part. So place the drain tube in a waste pail, submerge the suction tube in a pail filled with water. For water-based minerals or mineral spirits, if spraying oil-based. Lift the prime and spray valve to the prime position. So that's on this side, there's this little valve that flips up and down. This is the prime and spray. So up is prime, down is spray. What do we got here? What's this prime? Press the prime button twice to start. Where's the prime button? There's a prime button right here. So it says press the push prime button twice to loosen the inlet ball valve. Turn the pressure control knob to start. Turn the power switch on. Allow fluid to flow up to the suction tube and out the drain tube for 30 to 60 seconds. So I'm gonna get 2 buckets once we're ready, and we're gonna put this, the pickup in one, and this in the other, and the pickup bucket will just be filled with water, which is what it's saying next actually. Submerge suction tube into paint. Well, this is when we're going to paint. Turn on the power switch. Watch for paint to come out the drain tube, then turn off the power switch. And then we rotate to unclogged position. Rotate spray tip, the spray tip to unclogged position. Point gun at a waste pail, so just to be able to spray paint. And then lower to the spray position, and then spray a little bit of paint into your waste pail. I'll make sure it's spraying. And then it says you are now ready to spray. Spraying, turn the pressure control knob to start. Disengage the trigger lock. What is that? Oh, on the gun, there's a little trigger, so like I can pull it. I can still pull it, but oh, there we go. So if it's back, you can't pull the trigger. If it's forward, you can. So it's saying disengage the trigger lock. And then it's saying increase the pressure as needed to spray even without gaps. Aim for 50%. Stroke over. And then the rest is cleanup. That seems pretty simple. I'm gonna go get 2 buckets and some water. I'll be right back. All right, so I got a couple buckets. Move some of this stuff out of the way. So, we'll separate these apart. So this is our disposal. So we'll drop that one in our disposal bucket. Then we have our intake, which I'll drop into, this is just a bucket of water out from the hose. And then let's try, ouch. Ouch. Let's attach our hose real quick. Ouch. So the hose just screws on right here in front. Okay, the one thing I forgot, an extension cord. Be right back. Alright, I'm back with extension cord. Plug this bad boy in. Alright. So let's read back over what we need to do. Everything's plugged in. Let's turn to the lowest setting. I submerge the tubes. Rotate the spray doodad to unclog. All right, let's see. Oh, down here. Put it in. Lift the thing to prime. Turn on and allow it to flow. So it should just suck through here and flow straight back out. Or not. I think my outlet may.
We've had a couple problems with some of the outlets being switched. That was not the problem, actually, but I tested a couple. I cut that part out. You actually just need to turn that little nozzle in the front, which you'll see me do in a second.
Like maybe I'm an idiot. There it goes. Alright. So that worked. It just filled, and maybe there's an inch of water in this pipe now that it's pulled out of here. Now our gun is set on unclog. We're going to go into spray mode. And then we could practice spraying. So let's just see if it sprays. So we'll turn it back on. Yeah, so now there's water all the way up there. So it's spraying. So then, it's also leaking a little bit. I need to get a wrench and tighten this in a moment. But since it's just water, it's not a big deal. Then we go to the spray. And the spray that I smell. That will work. Alright. So I'm just going to show everything works. I need to get a wrench and tighten this. And then I can start spraying my sealant. I'll get my scraper. And just get to work, I guess. Try it out. Okay, now we're going to try to remove some of this popcorn. You should have already saw me with my paint sprayer set up. We're just spraying water, but let's try it out. We'll just do this little section to start with. Alright, so let's just test, see if that was enough. Looks like no. We need a little more than that. It's better to do too little. You can always just spray it. Kind of. Still might need a little bit more. A little bit more water. I can always, my paint sprayer is on the lowest setting too. I might turn it up after this. There we go. But still, I had to push pretty hard, but that works. There we go. That's not good. And then I have a smaller one for all these right up against here. all the spots I missed a little bit. This corner. Okay. There's a good test spot. Now I just gotta do it everywhere.
This video is taken right after the first one, as you could tell, obviously. This is the very first room that I'm testing this. As you see later in the video, I'll probably have most of it time-lapse, but just to save you some time, I learned way better ways to do this as I went. So some of the tips I've learned is, obviously, I'm really tall, and I can just reach the ceiling. That's an 8-foot ceiling. I can flat palm an 8-foot ceiling. I'm 6'6", so this probably isn't possible without a ladder for most 99.9% of people. But you shouldn't be doing that. I made it way harder on myself in this first room, trying to be careful and not cut up the ceiling too much. But I ended up putting that same stick on a pole. So ideally, buy a scraper with a pole. Also, my scraper has little rounded edges, so you don't gouge into the drywall too much. That seemed like a really big tip. That little scraper had corners, and you had to be real careful or it would dig straight into the drywall. Some other tips and things I tested. I tried spraying it all and leaving it for 5 or 10 minutes. It didn't really seem to make that much bigger of a difference if you let it soak in or not. It also didn't hurt if you let it soak in. For a lot of these future clips, I had my friend spraying and then I came behind and scraped. Also, use more water than you need. That made it way easier. If you use less water, it's going to be all crusty and like crumbly and not scrape off, which is kind of what I'm dealing with in this video right now. But if you just spray it extra, it'll just come off like butter, just straight off the ceiling. It'll be super easy. You can also spray a big room at the same time and scrape it. And then just a tip that you'll see us doing is there's actually carpet on the floors, and I just scraped it straight onto the carpet and then wrapped it up in the carpet. That really seemed to be a good way to get rid of a lot of the mess. I've done about 2,300 square feet of scraping at this point, my whole house. That's how I've learned these tips and tricks and improved along the way. The next clip is actually going to be another method you can use with just a spray bottle if you don't have a paint sprayer. And then most of the video is just going to be time-lapse. I may come back and talk over a couple points if I think of any more good information.
Okay. If you don't have a paint sprayer, this can also work, and in tight spaces. If you're only going to do a room, this honestly wouldn't be that bad. Spray this down real good. And then scrape away. Okay. Back up, do it again. Spray, 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 spray. Also have just a dedicated sprayer. These up ones from Menards are great. I'm probably 3 feet away from the ceiling. Got great coverage. Perfect. Oh, not perfect. Drop my thing. I'm gonna get yelled at for that. Ah, it comes off. Back to spray. Spray, 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 spray.
Obviously, this would really suck to do if you had to do a whole house with just a spray bottle. But if you have just one room, you could probably tough it out, or definitely if it was a smaller bathroom or a closet like this, or just a small area. This is a great option. That paint sprayer was $300 or $400, and that spray bottle is $3 and just some water, which is free. it this far, thanks for watching.